Hello, welcome to this new tutorial. In this tutorial, we shall talk about Article 18, Abolition of Titles. Now, before I begin with the abolition of titles, Article 18, I just want to mention you all that I have already uploaded tutorials about Article 14, 15, 16 and 17, and I'll be giving their links in the description box below. So, let us begin now. Article 18, Abolition of Titles. Well, in order to justify the notion or the concept of equality as mentioned in the preamble of the Indian Constitution, it is important to abolish the title given to some individuals. What does it mean is very simple. Abolition of title means that in order to justify the notion called or the concept called equality as it is mentioned in the Indian Constitution, we need to get rid of the titles which is given to the public or some individuals. Yes, there was a time before independence, in fact, that many individuals had certain titles, and these titles made a difference in the society, and these titles in a way brought inequalities between the people who had a titles, who had a power, and the people who had nothing. So to bridge the gap between the people who have a titles and people who do not have a titles, or let's say people those are ordinary people, so to bridge that gap of inequality, the government of India in Indian Constitution under the Article 15, they decided to abolish this title. What does it mean? It means Indian Constitution decided to take away those titles, and once you take away those titles, once you abolish those titles, there won't be inequalities between the two individuals, and they would be considered and treated same. So therefore the concept of equality is very important, and once we abolish these titles, in a way it will bring the concept of equality of status. So therefore, by doing so under Article 18, we have today equality of status. Today every individual in India, whether he is rich or poor, whether he has everything or he has nothing, everybody is equal before the law. And in a way, Article 18, Abolition of Titles, have achieved this important milestone in Indian Constitution. Well, earlier people used to have titles such as Mahadhiraj, Vikramaditya, Sultan, Maharaj, Raj Bahadur, Rai Bahadur, Rai Sahib, Diwan Bahadur, etc., etc., etc. Now these were the titles which were given to these people, and there might be many more titles which individual possessed or individual had much before independence. Now these titles actually made some kind of indiscrimination between the people who have titles and people don't have a titles, and in a way it brought some kind of a inequality, and these titles would demand and command respect, and most of the time this respect was not from the heart but by use of the force, because they hold these important titles. So to bring equality in India, or to bring some kind of a equality within the society, Article 18 therefore played a very important role in Indian Constitution. So therefore under Article 18, all these titles have been abolished to bring equality in the country. So this is all about the concept of abolition of titles under Article 18. Beside this, there are 4 provisions under this article. These are as follows. Point number 1. It prohibits the state from conferring any title except a military or academic distinction on anybody, whether citizens or a foreigner. So the first very provision under Article 18 is this, that yes, the state have abolished all those honorary or all those royal titles or state have abolished the royal titles, but state have also made a provision that only military and academic distinction title can be given to any individual, and therefore today we have titles given by the state to the individual in India who have excelled brilliantly in either in military service, academic, art, culture, sports, and etc. Therefore we have titles like general, which is a military title, field marshal. In academics or in art we have title like professor, doctor, Bharat Ratna, Arjuna awardee, Dronacharya awardee, and XYZ. These are the titles which are given by the state, or state have confirmed this title on Indian citizens as well as foreigners, and these titles are basically either military or academic distinction and nothing to do with the consolidation of power or royal titles like Maharaja or a Sultan. So that's the first provision which state has made under Article 18, abolition of titles. Second is that it prohibits a citizen of India from accepting any title from any foreign state. Now this is very another important provision which Indian Constitution has made within the Article 18, that it prohibits Indian citizen from accepting any foreign title. So Indians are not supposed to accept any foreign titles. Again, there are exceptional cases wherein certain Indians have received certain awards or titles from a different state, but I think this is in response to the permission they have taken it from India. Well, the third provision is this: a foreigner holding any office of profit or a trust under the state cannot accept any title from any foreign state without the consent of the president. The third provision is that any foreigner who is holding office of profit in India and he has been given any title by any other country or any other foreign state, then he cannot accept the title until and unless he takes permission from the government of India. Basically, he takes permission from the President of India, and once President of India gives his permission or gives him permission to accept those titles, then yes, that person can accept the title with the permission of President. And the last fourth provision is that no citizens or a foreigner holding any office of profit or a trust under the state is to accept any present from or under any foreign state without the consent of the president. And the last provision says that no citizens and no foreigners who are holding the office of profit or a trust in India are supposed to accept any presents from or any other foreign state without the consent of the president. That means when they want to accept any presents, if they want to accept any gift from any other state, they have to first take the permission of the president, and then only they'll be allowed to hold that present, or then only they'll be allowed to receive that particular presents. So in short, this is all about Article 18, abolition of titles, which basically talks about that in order to bring equality in society, we need to get rid of inequality in society. The only thing which affects inequality in society is the titles which individuals are holding. So until unless we get rid of these titles, we cannot bring the real essence of equality. And therefore, in order to bring that equality in society, in Indian society, the Constitution of India under Article 18 has abolished the titles, and therefore this is one of the very important fundamental rights in Indian Constitution. So I hope you have understood Article 18, abolition of titles, and here ends the first group of fundamental rights, which is right to equality from Article 14 to Article 18. So in next tutorial we shall start a new group, which is right to freedom from Article 19 to 22. Till then, take care.